My name is Percy Garcia. I was born in Peru, and by one of those arrangements of destiny, in 1984, I ended up going to India, and I ended up going to a very traditional Vedic Gurukulam. I use the word Gurukulam because it's very specific in this context. Guru means a spiritual teacher, and Kula means the school. So the schools in the Vedic traditions, they were called Gurukulam. So I went to one of those Gurukulams in West Bengal. And the setting, it was as if you would walk in 500 years ago. There was no electricity at that time, so we went to bed with the sun and we rose with the sun. And the entire day, 24 hours of the day, was geared towards not only receiving the philosophical and the theoretical principles of the Vedic teachings, of yogic teachings, of meditational practices, also of physical practices, or ritualistic practices. So you would receive all the theoretical knowledge, but also you practiced it, you lived it, you soaked in yourselves the culture, you soaked in the rituals, you actually lived 24/7 the Vedic teachings. Of course, at that time, I was a kid, I didn't really appreciate the value of all that. It was beautiful. I had a great experience. I had a great time, actually. It was fantastic. But the value of those teachings came later. Or the appreciation of the value of those teachings came later. So in the school, we learned all aspects of yoga. We learned also all aspects of Vedas. We learned mantra, we learned puja, we learned asanas, we learned meditation, we learned mantra meditation. We also learned Vedanta. We recited the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, etc., etc., etc. We also learned practical skills like cooking. Everything in Bhakti Yoga, it's about using your senses, your sensory experience, using your activities as a form of meditation in connecting with a higher reality. Okay, so all that was a very enjoyable experience when I was young, but my appreciation with the value of that experience came later when I was in the business world, and I had a high degree of success in the business world, but along with the experience of the success, I was also experiencing the maladies of that lifestyle, which is basically a lot of stress, a lot of restlessness, lack of calmness, lack of peace of mind. So I tried to deal with that, with the high level of stress through, I would call it Western mediums, but I was not able to, and I didn't want to medicate myself. So then I turned to the ancient teachings that I had learned when I was a kid, and I discovered a whole new world. My perception, my view of the value of those ancient teachings changed completely. So when I started re-practicing again, the practice took on another turn. It took on another level. So it became so much so that at one point I decided we need to share this. the world needs to actually know and understand the value of these Vedic teachings, of the yogic teachings. And part of that sharing is the creation of the Heart and Soul Vedic Institute.